maybe isn't advised by Steph,
sure.
but like I gotta get it up. And then if the third goes in, like you're just hot. I think as a shooter, like your confidence just builds and builds and builds. It's just coming off your hand better, the rim.
The Fever should make a choice between Stephanie and Caitlin.
Stephanie White.
You came here to slow down Caitlin Clark.
He has no idea what Caitlin Clark's status is.
Is so against Caitlin Clark.
You have got to let Caitlin be Caitlin. I want all the Stephanie White apologists to come out because it's very, very clear that Stephanie White is not the right coach for Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark is turning heads after being spotted kicking a soccer ball with her injured leg.
That Caitlin Clark is Caitlin Clark. And I don't think that's Stephanie White realizes that.
But Caitlin Clark is the ship that moves all the damn boats.
Stephanie White says Caitlin Clark isn't ready to play.
Stephanie White's preferred system relies on the team making tough shots. Like, that system's not going to work long-term with this team.
But Caitlin's out here kicking a soccer ball with her injured leg, and fans are asking, what's really going on?
This is your star. This is the face of your franchise, the face of your team.
The league is nothing without Caitlin Clark.
If you support Caitlin Clark 100%, drop a 100% in the comments right now.
Caitlin Clark is the person that is bringing the viewership up. Caitlin Clark is the one that is selling out season tickets. She is simply the battery for the WNBA.
Let's expose the truth behind this injury drama.
Let's maneuver over to the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark.
When Caitlin Clark was ruled out with a groin injury, most fans understood. Injuries happen. It's part of the game. But what's raising eyebrows now is how vague and inconsistent the timeline has become.
We know Caitlin Clark is currently dealing with a groin injury. Now, her return to the basketball court is looking very spooky, man. We really haven't heard anything about her possible timeline of return.
I don't think Stephanie White's a bad coach. In fact, I think Stephanie White's a really good coach. But we are going to question Stephanie White's ability to specifically coach Caitlin Clark.
Especially when it comes from head coach Stephanie White. Stephanie publicly stated they would be more cautious this time with Caitlin's recovery.
Now, we did see her dressed out in practice, which is always good to see. But let's check out exactly what transpired today in Iowa. Stephanie White is the current coach of the Indiana Fever.
She claimed Clark would need a full ramp-up period.
Caitlin Clark might be back for this Connecticut Sun game.
Now has to get going on the rehab and ready to play process and the ramp up process.
More practices, more time with teammates, more rhythm before returning. But wait, didn't they throw her back into action last time without giving her any of those things?
Also puts less pressure on her to return as quickly as possible, which I think she did early in the season.
According to on-air reports, Clark didn't get any conditioning or practice time before returning from her previous injury. So why is the Fever suddenly so cautious now?
You didn't give her any practice or ramp up time last time? You did not do that. You just threw her out there?
And let's not forget, Clark just saw a specialist, and that medical evaluation showed no new damage. Nothing structurally wrong.
She's probably pretty far along on the healing process.
I don't think her groin injury is as bad as everyone think it is. Granted, it is bad, but I don't think it's like career ending or anything like that. She just got to go see the right doctors.
No setback. So what exactly is the holdup?
Caitlin Clark, of course, out today for her 13th game this season. We do have some updates. She did see a specialist last week. No additional injury was found in that exam and scan. But Stephanie White did tell us that they will be even more cautious with their approach to her return to play this time. Last time when she came back after injury, she didn't get any practice time, any opportunity to ramp up her conditioning. So this time they are going to make sure that she has time in practices to get rhythm and timing with her teammates. As you look at their schedule, the third week in August provides a few more practice days where that seems like it's realistic. And while she does remain day-to-day, that seems like a better timetable for a possible Caitlin Clark return, because they have said we will be even more cautious this time, and practice ramp-up is going to be essential.
Is this about her health, or is this about controlling the narrative?
Is it Caitlin Clark that's setting out games, or is it the Indiana Fever making Caitlin Clark set out games? Is the Fever, or is the organization blowing smoke up?
Because while Stephanie White plays the PR game, saying we just want to be careful, the facts don't line up.
There really isn't a timeline on Caitlin Clark return.
Holly Rowe confirmed that there's no fresh injury, yet somehow the organization is still treating Caitlin like she's fragile. It's not adding up, especially when you consider Clark's competitive mindset. If she was still in serious pain, she wouldn't even think about stepping on a soccer field, let alone swing her leg to kick a ball. There's also this deeper issue. By creating this artificial timeline, Stephanie White may be trying to shift public perception.
Stephanie White's preferred system relies on the team making tough shots. Like, that system's not going to work long-term with this team.
Make it seem like Caitlin's not ready, so that any decisions to sideline her or delay her comeback feel justified.
I want all the Stephanie White apologists to come out, because it's very, very clear that Stephanie White is not the right coach for Caitlin Clark.
But here's the truth. Caitlin Clark doesn't look like someone recovering from anything serious. So now fans are asking, is Stephanie White just buying time? Or is she hiding the real reason Caitlin isn't playing? Because what we're seeing doesn't match what we're being told. While Stephanie White paints a picture of caution and injury management, the real story took a wild turn when footage surfaced of Caitlin Clark kicking a soccer ball.
Caitlin Clark, a clip has emerged where Caitlin Clark is showing off her soccer skills. Now, we know she played soccer.
5-second clip right here of Caitlin Clark actually kicking his damn soccer ball.
Yes, with the same leg that the Indiana Fever claimed was too injured for her to return to play.
Caitlin Clark is supposed to be injured right now, and she's not supposed to be doing things like that.
She's kicking a soccer ball, as you can see here, with her right leg. The injured groin on that right leg.
And fans didn't just notice it. They exploded with confusion, frustration, and a growing sense that something is being hidden from them. Let's break this down clearly. Caitlin Clark is supposedly dealing with a groin injury, an injury that typically limits mobility, explosiveness, and certainly leg swings. And yet, during a charity event in her hometown of Des Moines, Iowa,
We had Caitlin Clark back in her hometown in Des Moines, Iowa.
Caitlin was not only moving freely, but she was caught on video performing a full-leg soccer kick in front of fans and children. No limp, no hesitation, no visible pain.
Seeing her swing her injured leg amid a groin injury has many Fever fans singing the same tune. But here's Caitlin Clark right here, kicking a damn soccer ball.
In the clip, she's smiling, interacting with kids, and showing joy.
Hi, everybody. How we doing? I'm so excited to be here. First of all, how good does this court look? Looks pretty awesome.
The kind of joy that only comes when you're not in physical distress. Fans began to ask the obvious question, if she can do that, why can't she play basketball? This isn't a casual toe tap. We're talking about swinging the leg through the ball with power, the very movement that would put stress on a groin muscle.
Swinging a hook kick from soccer?
The injured one. Yet Caitlin looked fully in control, balanced, and energetic. That's not someone who needs 3 more weeks of ramp-up conditioning. That's someone who looks ready.
If you can kick a soccer ball, you're pretty damn close to playing basketball.
Simple motion is not the same thing as playing in a WNBA basketball game, but it ain't a bad sign.
So what gives? Some are speculating that the groin injury is being used as a cover, a convenient excuse to keep Caitlin on the bench. Why? Maybe to protect her. Maybe to give others on the roster a chance to shine. Or maybe, just maybe, it's political. There's growing concern that Clark is being managed not based on health, but on optics. This is where the contradictions get louder. On one hand, you have Stephanie White and team officials saying they're protecting Caitlin. On the other hand, you have actual footage of Caitlin moving freely, kicking soccer balls, and giving back to the community like a healthy athlete. It's not like this happened in private. This was a public event with media coverage, cameras rolling, and fans recording.
More footage of Caitlin. They playing on the court now.
I like it. Just right to the 3-point.
It's so dope, man, and And the great thing about it is, look at all the people that's out there with her, bro.
If the Fever truly wanted to keep up the illusion that she was recovering, why let her participate in a soccer activity at all? It gets deeper. This wasn't some PR stunt. Caitlin was in Iowa working through her Caitlin Clark Foundation, donating hundreds of backpacks to kids.
Then there's Caitlin Clark, who is out and about, was participating in something for the Caitlin Clark Foundation, where some kids received backpacks. This was a cool gesture.
Caitlin and her foundation gave away back-to-school supplies to 500 students.
And unveiling brand new basketball courts for underserved communities.
Kids in the community, and we're able to
let's
do it
check
again
it out.
this year. Lucky enough to do this last year and help over 500 kids in the community, and we're able to do it again this year here. We also did it in Indianapolis, where I now live. But it's always fun for myself to come back here and be in Des Moines. Obviously, this place means so much to me, and I hope to be able to continue to come back here and do this every year. Lucky enough to do this last year.
He helped cut the ribbon on a new outdoor court.
And while all this good was happening, the only thing mainstream outlets wanted to talk about was that 5-second soccer kick, because it exposes a lie. A groin injury that's severe doesn't heal overnight, but it also doesn't allow you to pull off a balanced, forceful soccer kick. So now fans are asking, has she been ready all along? And if so, who's keeping her off the floor and why? You can't blame Caitlin for this. She's doing what she's always done, giving back, staying active, and staying connected to the game and her people.
Caitlin Clark is making it her business to give back to those kids, be there for those kids, give out backpacks, and be a positive role model.
But what this viral clip did was unravel the carefully controlled message that Stephanie White and the Fever have been pushing. And the more you watch it, the more you start to wonder, is Caitlin Clark being protected or punished? Because if this is about health, the evidence says she's fine. But if this is about control, ego, or power struggles within the team, then this goes beyond basketball. And it's going to backfire in a big way. Caitlin's not just a player, she's the face of the league. And no viral video is more damning to the Fever's narrative than watching that very face kick a soccer ball with confidence and strength while the coaching staff tells the public, she's not ready.
Caitlin was on like an all-time heater, and then randomly, she just stopped shooting.
What started as a quiet injury update has now erupted into full-on controversy.
I don't understand exactly what's going on.
With footage of Caitlin Clark actively kicking a soccer ball circulating online, fans aren't just confused anymore. They're furious. And the deeper this story goes, the more it looks like the injury narrative from Stephanie White and the Indiana Fever is collapsing under its own weight.
You cannot tell a player like Caitlin Clark to not shoot the ball. Ever. You cannot rein in a player who plays on instinct like Caitlin Clark does.
Across social media, the backlash has been relentless. Fans are asking, are we being lied to? Why is Caitlin benched while clearly active? Is this really about injury, or is it something more calculated? Many believe the Indiana Fever aren't managing a medical situation. They're managing Caitlin Clark herself. Let's be real. Caitlin Clark isn't just a basketball player. She's the engine of the WNBA. She's the reason ratings are shattering records, the reason arenas are packed.
Caitlin Clark is the person that is bringing the viewership up. Caitlin Clark is the one that is selling out season tickets and bringing fans in from all walks of life. She is simply the battery for the WNBA.
The reason national media finally started paying attention to women's basketball. And yet, while she's being labeled day to day, the Fever are acting like she's a liability, like they're better off without her on the court. The same organization that didn't give her proper ramp-up time earlier in the season is now pretending to care about cautious returns. The same coach who once downplayed the abuse Clark was taking on the court.
Are you trying to get me fined again? I am not. Yeah, I mean, there's a level of physicality that they're able to play with against her. I knew it as an opponent, and I see it as her coach. And I'm not exactly sure why, but it just is what it is. And we've got to help her learn to adjust and use it against them in certain ways. We've got to find some ways to make it a little bit easier for her. But the level of physicality overall in our league has been at a different level than it's been for a long time.
Is now insisting that she's too fragile to play. It's hypocrisy at its worst, and fans are calling it out. On platforms like X, Reddit, and YouTube, longtime WNBA supporters are openly stating, this isn't about her groin. This is about control. This is about politics. This is about jealousy. There's a growing belief that some within the organization, and perhaps the league, resent the fact that Caitlin Clark has become bigger than the WNBA itself, that she overshadows veteran players, coaching staff, and even the league's own branding. And now, as she's sidelined while appearing healthy, people are beginning to connect the dots. Think about it. Caitlin Clark is benched, but not limping. She's attending team practices. She's hosting public events.
You gotta let shooter shoot, and you gotta let Caitlin be Caitlin. You have got to let Caitlin be Caitlin. Stephanie White's preferred system relies on the team making tough shots. Like, that system's not going to work long term with this team. Stephanie White will be the reason Caitlin Clark is the reason they lose so many fans. The Fever should make a choice between Stephanie and Caitlin. I want all the Stephanie White apologists to come out, because it's very, very clear that Stephanie White is not the right coach for Caitlin Clark.
But Caitlin Clark is the ship that moves all the damn boats. Caitlin Clark is turning heads after being spotted kicking a soccer ball with her injured leg.
That Caitlin Clark is Caitlin Clark. And I don't think that's Stephanie White realizes that.
She's running, jumping, kicking, doing everything short of suiting up for a game. And yet, Stephanie White claims she needs more time to get rhythm back. That excuse might fly with a bench player, but this is Caitlin Clark, a player with elite conditioning, tireless work ethic, and an entire league depending on her presence. Meanwhile, it's not just fans who are losing faith. You can feel the shift in the locker room. Certain players are thriving while Caitlin sits. Others seem strangely quiet. Some are reportedly jealous of the attention she brings. The divide is growing, and keeping Clark on the bench only makes it worse. But here's what makes the situation even more complicated. Caitlin Clark isn't the type to complain. She's not going to post cryptic tweets or throw her coach under the bus in post-game interviews. That's not her style. Instead, she's letting her actions speak.
She don't give a damn. She doing what she want to do, dog.
She seems a bit off. And if you guys don't remember, there was a time where she was like wide open on the three-point line. She like pump faked and like nearly turned it over. I think she did turn it over because she was scared to shoot the ball.
She's staying active. She's staying visible. She's showing the world without words that she's fine. And in doing so, she's exposing the gap between what the Fever say and what fans can see with their own eyes. At her Iowa charity event, where she handed out 500 backpacks and opened a new basketball court,
she's giving out the backpacks, cutting her ribbons, and it's just a beautiful thing.
That video is courtesy of Jeff, Caitlin Clark, and her impact. And
one kid said it best: she's better than Steph Curry. She's going to be MVP every year.
She might be better than Steph Curry.
Bro, she's better than Steph Curry. She is. No.
Better than LeBron.
We love her. We love you, Caitlin Clark.
Yes,
yes. I don't even care. Bro, she's gonna get MVP every single year.
That's how the next generation sees her. That's how millions of fans see her. And that's why this cover-up, intentional or not, is becoming a disaster for the league. Because here's the truth. Caitlin Clark is ready. It's the system around her that isn't.
Caitlin Clark be swinging, kicking the soccer ball.
We can't see Caitlin Clark second-guessing jump shots. We can't see Caitlin Clark, like, being scared to shoot the ball. Like, that's not good.
Whether it's an insecure coaching staff, a fractured locker room, or a league unsure how to handle its biggest star, something is broken. And if the Indiana Fever aren't careful, they're not just going to lose games. They're going to lose Caitlin Clark's trust.
Stephanie White will be the reason Caitlin Clark is the reason they lose so many fans. The Fever should make a choice between Stephanie and Caitlin.
And trust, once lost, is hard to earn back. So now the silence from Caitlin isn't just mysterious, it's powerful. She doesn't need to call out Stephanie White. She doesn't need to demand answers publicly. Because the fans already see what's happening. They see the manipulation, they see the gaslighting, they see the injustice, and they're not going to stay quiet much longer. The question now is simple. How much longer will the Indiana Fever keep pretending nothing is wrong when Caitlin Clark's every move says otherwise?
This team doesn't go anywhere without Caitlin Clark being Caitlin. The team does not go anywhere without Caitlin being Caitlin. We know that. Everyone who watches the Fever knows that Caitlin being Caitlin.
At this point, the evidence is right in front of us. Caitlin Clark isn't sitting out because she's broken. She's sitting out because the system around her is. Stephanie White's timeline doesn't match reality. The footage of Caitlin kicking a soccer ball shattered the illusion of fragility. And while the Fever push a cautious narrative, Caitlin continues to show the heart, strength, and resilience of a champion. She's not the problem. She's the standard. She's not a rookie to manage. She's a force to unleash.
Caitlin is by far the star of the league. We all know this. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for CC.
Let Caitlin be Caitlin, because let's be honest, what is the biggest clip of the season? When Caitlin went and hit those 3 threes in 30-something seconds.
And fans know it. So if you're still with Caitlin, through the lies, the confusion, the silence, drop a 100% in the comments right now. Let the league know we see the truth. Because no matter how much they try to hold her back, Caitlin Clark was built to lead, and the world is watching.